Hi everyone, thank you for coming. It's very sunny and lovely outside. I appreciate you coming inside to listen to my talk. Thank you. So today I'm gonna tell you about Rafiki, and Rafiki is not the monkey character in Lion King who says like very wise quotes. Rafiki is actually a platform that uses artificial intelligence to connect refugees to opportunities. And it's a platform actually that I built in my free time over 2 years actually, in my weekends and in my evenings. So why did I do this? Let me tell you a little bit more about my background. I'm like most of you here, a computer scientist, and like since few years, a data scientist. And in 2016, I was actually working in Amsterdam when I was hit by the increasing number of refugees fleeing to Europe, including the Netherlands. And because of my personal background as an immigrant coming from the Middle East, I felt that I needed to do something to facilitate refugee integration. So the idea of Rafiki came to life. So Rafiki so far has helped more than 400 refugees in many countries, including the United Kingdom, Germany, the Netherlands. Most of these refugees are aged 18 to 35, have bachelor degree or more. And we did this by connecting them to more than 100 opportunity providers. So when we speak about opportunities, we're speaking about jobs, but also trainings, mentors, and all other community integration kind of opportunities. So what are the challenges that I discovered regarding integrating refugees in the labor workforce? First of all, refugees relocate to a new country. And in many cases, actually, they do kind of sacrifice their life or risk their life in order to get to this new country. It's really a very risky journey to get, especially to Europe. And when they come here, after going through the struggle of having like the resettlement status in place, which can take actually more than 1 year and can drive them to move in many camps actually, or many like locations that are really not super suited for a long-term establishment, they really want to integrate into the labor workforce. Actually, they did all this effort in order to find a better future for themselves. So this is what they are really looking for. But there are many challenges hindering actually this integration. And these challenges, I actually discovered them through interacting with more than 300 refugees in the Netherlands and in other countries in the year 2017, before, actually in the year 2016, sorry, before I started building Rafiki. So these are the 3 main challenges that I discovered. First of all, there is no single platform where refugees can go and access the range of opportunities available to them. So they want to start a new life. They don't know if there are any opportunities related to what they already know. And actually, they don't even know if what they already know is still relevant in the market where they are. And they simply don't know what is the best next step to take and where is this next step. So there is no such platform where all opportunities are aggregated and available to them to look for per geographic location, for instance. Second challenge, refugees' unawareness of these opportunities and also of the right opportunities can lead to them being unemployed or being stuck in jobs for which they are overqualified. According to a report by Nuffield Foundation in the UK, more than 60% of refugee men in the UK are in jobs for which they are overqualified. So this is a simple statistic that shows you that in many cases, refugees are not finding the right opportunities or are finding opportunities that are really like not best suited regarding their existing profile. The third challenge is the fact that we have a large number of refugees, but also a large diversity within the refugee group. You have people with degrees, you have people without degrees, you have people with a huge entrepreneurial drive, you have people who really want a full-time job and really want a corporate job. You have all kinds of backgrounds, so it's really like a very diverse community. And also the opportunities available to refugees or available to everyone, including refugees, are very diverse as well. So we can start by training in languages, training in like social integration, training in IT, in data science, in entrepreneurship. We can have like full-time jobs, we can have mentors. So the opportunities as well are very diverse. And this huge diversity between the refugee pool, within the refugee pool and within the opportunities pool makes a manual matching simply like not optimal, both from a customization perspective, but also from a scalability perspectives. So through my experience, I noticed that many NGOs and then many government agencies actually in many European countries, especially the Netherlands and Germany, are really like working hard for doing this kind of matching, but it's just not scalable if we do it on a one-to-one basis and we do it manually. So this is where we need something more customized, more efficient, and more scalable. And this is how Rafiki was introduced. So as I mentioned, Rafiki is an online platform that leverages artificial intelligence to provide a real-time and customized access of refugees to life opportunities that basically help them stay longer where they are and help them have lifelong employment where they are. So why artificial intelligence? As I mentioned before, the profiles of refugees are really diverse. These are like some refugees I got to know personally through my work. And as you can see, their personal background, but also their studies background and their work backgrounds are really very, very diverse. On the other hand, you see like many opportunities available for refugees in many countries. And these can range from Chiron, for instance, which provides like online learning opportunities with degrees, Code to Change, which is like a coding program for women in between jobs, the Light Labs, which is more of a kind of training along with a mentorship related to entrepreneurship, Restart, mainly related to coding skill, Singa, related to entrepreneurship, but also to social integration, the Entrepreneurial Refugee Network, which is very focused on integrating refugees in the UK using entrepreneurship. So as you can see, like there is a huge diversity in the opportunities and also in the profiles of refugees. And AI is what enables an automated and scalable and customized matching between two very diverse pools of refugees and opportunities. So this is an overview of the minimum viable product that we currently have. So we have a front end or a UI where a refugee can go and input some data related to them, like where they are based right now, in which city, in which country, what is the latest degree that they have obtained, for how long they have been working, what is their working background, what are their language skills in English and also in the local language in the country where they are, what is their digital skills level, how do they feel in terms of job readiness, do they feel that their knowledge is very fresh? Do they feel that they need to refresh their knowledge? Do they feel that they completely lost their knowledge? Through combining these data, we basically take it into the back end where we run a matching algorithm that we will explain in the next slide. And this matching algorithm basically ping a database of opportunities where we have more than 300 opportunities to date. And we have many information about these opportunities. For instance, whether they are online or on-site or hybrid, where they are basically, what kind of opportunity is it? Is it a job? Is it a training? Is it a mentor? What is the theme of the opportunity? What is the start date? What is the commitment, the time commitment? And basically, the idea behind the matching algorithm is really to filter a number of opportunities that are the most suited for a given profile and to throw them back into the UI and to display them in real time to the end user who is a refugee. And then the end user has the opportunity to rate this outcome, to say whether this outcome was something that was useful for him or her, whether it was a kind of outcome that was already expected or they already knew about it, or whether it was not relevant at all. So currently, the matching algorithm uses AI expert systems. So basically, it's kind of a hard-coded decision tree at the moment that use common sense rules and also existing experience matching refugees in real life to opportunities. So the matching logic, as you can see here, it's a kind of decision trees. This is a very small part actually of the decision tree. But the logic, if I want to simplify it, it's mainly about trying to find a job for the refugee where they are related to their skills. If a job where they are is not found, we look into an online job. if we don't look into an online, if we don't find an online job, or we notice that, for instance, the person in question doesn't have enough digital skills or English skills for an online job, then we focus on trainings. For instance, if they don't have enough digital skills, we focus on digital training. If they don't have enough like English skills, we focus on English training. Let's say we didn't find an online job, and for not like a reason related to digital literacy or the level of language that they have, of English that they have specifically, then we look into trainings available where they are, and we look at trainings that really leverage what they already know. In case we didn't find such training, neither online, neither on-site or online, then what we can do is looking into trainings that are a little bit different than what they already know, but at the basic level, and really trainings that can lead to high employability. So we really look at a number of criteria, including the distance or the gap between what they already know and what training offers, the level of the training, and how much this training can contribute to them having a lifelong job or a long-term job at least. So this is like the logic, more or less, behind the decision tree that we built. But eventually, our goal is, once we have more users on the platform, is to collect like more anonymous data about them, and to kind of also collect data about the rating of the outcome. And instead of using an AI expert system that is hard-coded right now, we would use, in this case, a machine learning for doing it, for doing this matching. So this is like our long-term goal in terms of like matching algorithm. This is an overview of the web infra. So as I mentioned, currently we have a minimum viable product that runs using R and Shiny. So Shiny is kind of an R library that allows basically coding in R, but at the same time exposing a web app simply to the end user. So this is the current minimum viable product that has been tested already by more than 400 refugees and more than 300 opportunity providers. But we're now working into building a more scalable web app using in the front end node, on the front end node using React, and on the back end node using Node.js. And also we're putting the opportunities into a MongoDB database that has its input pulled both from through forms filled by the opportunities providers, but also by us continuously and periodically scrapping some websites where we think we could find regularly opportunities that can be relevant for refugees. So this is how we populate the MongoDB. And then all of this should be deployed on top, like on a cloud infrastructure, like Amazon Web Service. And we use Kubernetes for container orchestration. And as a container like technology, we use Docker. So this is the overview of the web infrastructure that is actually currently being built by a team of volunteers, including graduate students doing their master thesis on this in Turkey, actually, and led by like a web developer based in London who is himself a refugee from Sudan, actually. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that they take into account the matching logic that like was defined in the beginning in the way they are developing this. So I'm kind of coaching them, but they are doing the job because they are more expert in web development than me personally. I'm more like the data kind of person and the person behind the matching algorithm. Okay, so this is what we look forward to. So currently, like in Q1, we're piloting in the UK. We're still piloting in the UK, and we're developing the web app beyond the MVP. So we hope to have the web app ready by the end of June. In Q3, we will pilot in Germany and the Netherlands. In Q4, we will pilot in Jordan using the new web app. And we hope that by Q1, 2020, not 2019, to create a mobile app. So I'm done. Like as a conclusion, I just want to invite all of you to contribute more to building applications for social good, even in your free time. So this is a project really that I started in my free time. This is really not my full-time job, and I have a very requiring and busy like full-time job. But you know, like as developers, the amount of impact we can have through building really useful products, we really underestimated. So please use your time efficiently. As developers, you really have no idea how much social impact and how much also personal fulfillment can come out of side projects like this. So please don't, don't spare your time and use it use it for social good, for building products for social good. Thank you very much.
One question, we have one question, Ghida. Thank you very much for the talk. And just one question. Are you receiving support or interest by governmental entities or countries related with that, or not?
Yeah, I mean, and we're definitely like receiving a lot of interest, and we're receiving also like a lot of recognitions. For instance, we were like end of last year mentioned by TechCrunch as one of 20 innovative new products using tech to help refugees. We also like were finalists of the Tech for Good UK Awards and the Tech for Refugees Global Challenges. So yeah, we're definitely being recognized and like receiving support. The only, like I would say, the only personal challenge for me right now is I know that I would receive more support if I focus on this full-time, but at the same time I don't want to quit my full-time job. So my goal is more to put this into the stage where the web app is really ready and is really attracting a lot of users. And I think this could be achieved within this year. And then to hand it over to someone who is like ready to do the management role and happy to do it, and me being more like a technical advisor behind this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are receiving another question just right now.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned that many of the problems faced by refugees are a result of a lack of political, not real difficulty solving the issues. Do you think you will have problems getting the political interest to really solve this problem? This is a little bit related with the...
Yeah. To be honest, like I cannot say this is not really true. Like in many countries, to be honest, the interest in helping refugees is declining more and more, and we could see this in terms of like investments as well, and also commitment to number of refugees acquired every year or like accepted every year. For instance, this is the case clearly in the UK. But the thing is, many of the refugees are already there, and like this is a fact, basically, they are there. So instead of just making them an isolated crowd that really is not contributing that much to the economy, maybe you can really leverage their skills. So this is what we're trying to change as like a story about refugees. And in this context, we're collaborating with many organizations and networks led by refugees, and who are also acting in a very active way within the European Commission to basically change the story and really push toward more policies that are really supportive of refugees integration. But what we try to do, even within all of this, I mean, yeah, this is project obviously focused on refugees, but when we go and talk to companies, we don't tell them, oh, like hire this person because oh, he or she is a refugee. I mean, this is really not the point. The point is like hire someone who has the skills, and their personal story can add to the diversity of your company, like any personal story. We're not asking for like helping refugees. It's more using a talent and not losing it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the answer.